Good morning, Dan and Amy. And Amy, we've got wall-to-wall debate coverage tonight, don't we?
Yeah, it's the first debate, of course, between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And AM 560 will have complete coverage all day before, during, and after the debate, including extended edition of Joe Walsh's show. And, of course, Mike Gallagher will be here as well.
And speaking of Mike Gallagher is joining us now to do a little debate review, do a little debate prep for Donald Trump. I'm sure he's listening, cramming the last few hours before the debate. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Hey, greetings, guys, from Hofstra University on Long Island. I'm watching you guys online. You know, I've learned two things. Two things I've just seen by watching you. One, whatever you're eating, Dan, on the 6:30 newscast looks delicious, and I'm hungry.
It's the orange chicken.
It's delicious looking, and Amy talks a lot with her hands.
Yes,
so
I do.
I love it.
I saw.
Well, Amy brings leftovers for the kids here, so it's very nice. Monday's
Nice
her
of her.
special day. Of course,
She's a giver that way. She's very generous.
And of course, Mike Gallagher follows us 9 to 11 a.m. right on here on these airwaves, Monday through Friday. Mike, if I had one question to ask the two candidates, if Lester Holt ceded one question to me, my question would be, do you think government can be run like a business? Because I think it would be interesting for both of them, since Hillary has tried to run government like a business and showed the corrupting influence of that approach. And of course, because Trump comes from the business world, and there's, in my opinion, limited application to running government like a business. Applying business principles, yes, but it's just a completely different enterprise. It's a social service provider, not a for-profit enterprise. And it'd be interesting to get their perspectives on that. But if you had one question, if Lester Holt said, hey, Mike Gallagher, come on down here. We're going to give you one question for the candidates this evening. What would your question be?
Well, mine would be, after that great question, why can't Dan be the moderator? That'd be my question.
That's an excellent question.
But it's a good question, and you're right. If they focus on things like that, it'll be a good night for Trump. If they're worried about things like the debate over fact-checking, because that has become a big part of the controversy over these debates, is a moderator supposed to be in the role of fact-checker? And I really believe that's been a smokescreen created by the Clinton side, because the inference there is that, you know, Trump lies so often, as if Hillary has some kind of she's cornered the market on truth. If they start going down a list of, well, this is verifiable, this is not verifiable. But make no mistake, guys, there's a lot of pressure on Lester Holt. This could be arguably the most, viewed and listened to broadcast of our time. I mean, they're already saying that 75% of all Americans are going to watch or listen to some or all of this debate. So, many, many millions of people are going to be making up their mind. And obviously Hillary and Trump are fighting for the undecided. So a lot of people are already decided. But for people who, and this is why the debate offers potentially a great opportunity for Trump, because the dirty little secret about Trump is he's likable, even though he's positioned as this boorish, brash guy. When you hear him for a while, and I've been to a number of his rallies, and of course had a chance to interview him on a number of occasions. He actually is a likable guy. He's a little bit self-deprecating. He's got a sense of humor that people like. If that comes through tonight, that could be really big for him, as they're neck and neck and in a dead heat, both in the battleground states and nationally. There are a lot of things you could use to describe Hillary Clinton with. I'm not sure likability would make the top 100. So the more people listen to her, unless she's able to really turn on the charm offensive, she risks not being particularly likable tonight. So if he can be Trump, if Trump is Trump and doesn't go off the rails, I'm so relieved that they uninvited Jennifer Flowers, because my first reaction was, holy cow, you don't want to make Hillary look sympathetic or a victim, and that's probably why the Trump side decided not to do that. It was sort of a knee-jerk counter to Mark Cuban, who's been taunting Trump, his longtime rival. He's supposed to be at the debate. There's some question about whether he's going to be in the front row, whether he's going to be in the back row. Who cares?
And you were tasked to sit in between the two if they showed up.
Listen, I was going to bring all of them. I thought Monica, Jennifer Flowers,
Juanita
Broderick,
sure, yeah.
Paula Jones. You could fill the whole auditorium apparently with friends of Bill. But
according to Mike, sorry for interrupting. According to Jennifer Flowers' publicist, she is still going to tonight's event.
Well, and again, there's this. Far be it for me to give any advice to Trump because, Lord knows, people have tried, and he kind of does his thing. I mean, it's a classic Trump move. It's out trolling a troll move. You got Clinton invites Mark Cuban, who's blasting Trump every chance he gets. So, you want somebody who's a critic? How about we'll put Jennifer there in the front row? So, but again, I know what will happen. The media will say, "Oh, isn't it so sad for poor Hillary? She's been victimized all over again." I'm not sure that's a move that serves him well. But again, I should know this year. Who cares what we think, right? I mean, what Trump has done has led him to this place in history where he is now neck and neck, head to head with a machine. There's no reason, as she herself said in that bizarre video the other day, why am I not 50 points ahead? Are you wondering why I'm not? Well, that's a good question because she had all the advantages. She's still the odds-on favorite, but it all could change after tonight.
Well, she's the only one asking herself that question. Why is she not 50 points ahead? Everybody else knows the answer. So there's no need to posit the question. But I wonder tonight, too, but world events, as disturbing as they are, seem to also play in Trump's favor tonight, coming off of the riots in Charlotte, coming off of yet another series of terrorist attacks at Washington Mall shooting on Friday. Maybe another one. We don't know, but it may be. And that plays right into kind of Trump's Make America Safe Again as part of Making America Great Again.
Dan, you're so right. In fact, my first guest today at 9:05 here on 560, The Answer, will be Governor Mike Pence, Trump's vice presidential running mate, and he has been clearly tasked this week with advancing the message that stop and frisk, that controversial New York police practice, which has been basically banned by a liberal judge in New York, works, and it does work. When you stop somebody, and goodness knows in Chicagoland there's lots of people who deserve to be scrutinized, who fit a certain profile or a characteristic.
Mostly the politicians, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. And we'll stop and frisk them first, and then maybe the other bad guys in the streets. But Pence is going around, repeating that message of stop and frisk and advancing that. So we'll ask him about that this morning at 9:05. We've also got a slew of big guests. Sean Spicer from the RNC. We're going to talk to some Trump surrogates. We're just going to get kind of a lay of the land. We're at the Hofstra University campus radio station right now. Klieg lights are up everywhere. Security is very intense here, as you might imagine. And it's, the countdown is on to what is going to be a huge event.
I'm surprised they let a conservative broadcast from campus.
I snuck in. Listen, I was in the back of a mail truck. They didn't. We had the windows all darkened out, and I got in. They carried me in like from Annie. I was in the mail. I was in the big laundry bin, and they got me in somehow. It was tough. It took 5 guys to carry me, obviously, but I'm in, and I'm hunkered down, and I'm excited about a big show.
Mike Gallagher, real quick, the rules are set for tonight. Hillary Clinton wanted a step stool because she's short. She's only 5'4". I didn't realize that. And there's going to be no breaks. Do you think Hillary Clinton has the stamina to make it 90 minutes without?
Amy,
I mean, she's an elderly person. She's got to go to the babathroom sometime.
I'm embarrassed to admit that I had a dream night before last that she did lapse into one of those hacking up a lung attacks that she's had. Can you imagine if that happens? I mean, Trump will just stand there with that look on his face, and that'll be it. You might as well just...
Yeah. And if she falls,
short circuits.
But if she falls, he might run over to grab her. Then he'd look like the hero, and then her campaign would be over.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
It
was the most vivid dream, and I'm not proud of this dream because obviously none of us want anything bad to happen to Hillary, and we pray for her health. I mean, but listen, there have been lots of legitimate questions about her physical stamina and her condition. And when you collapse, as I keep saying, and you pop out of your shoe and you're dragged unconscious into a van just a week or two ago in a nice, cool 77-degree morning, and you're saying you were overheated, there might be an issue going on. So let's just hope she gets through maybe there'll be a catheter up there. Who knows what she'll need to get through 90 minutes, but I suspect she'll get through it. I think she'll power through, guys.
All right. He is Mike Gallagher, the show 9 to 11 every day on these airwaves. 9:05. He's got future Vice President Mike Pence. Mike Gallagher, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoyed the debate.
Great visiting with you. I'm going to keep watching now. Pass the bagel, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
And he'll be on from 11 p.m. tonight with Larry Elder and during our continuous coverage. And
sorry about that. Good morning, guys.
And we want to remind people that Mike Gallagher will also be at Freedom Summit Chicago, October 29th. Go to freedomsummitchicago.com freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com and get your tickets.
See Alan West, Michelle Malkin, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, Mike Gallagher, townhall.com political editor Guy Benson, Dan Proft, Amy Jacobson, and Joe Walsh at Freedom Summit Chicago 2016. Tickets are on sale now at freedomsummitchicago.com.